Okay, good morning. We start now the session. Um, so the first part of the session we speak about the WatchGuard one, that is the WatchGuard channel program, and this took around 15 minutes, and then we have the rest of the session with Leonardo, and we speak about the networking. So we start right now. WatchGuard is a company that began around 25 years ago in Seattle, Washington. Uh, WatchGuard is focused in cybersecurity. Around these years, WatchGuard buy some other companies to have a better portfolio for our partners and for the customers too. We have operations in seven continents, and and we have distributors around the world too. WatchGuard only work with partners. WatchGuard didn't sell direct to our customers, and all the transactions is between the distributor and the partner. And in this case, our distributor is SolutionBox. That SolutionBox planning this this webinar. So the next slide, please. Around 4 years ago, we bought Panda Antivirus, and we bought other companies to give better solutions to our partners and to our customers too. One of the best proposals for WatchGuard is have the better solutions in cybersecurity. Our focus is in United States, that is different to Latin America, is focused in medium companies, but in Latin America is was big companies. So the next slide, please. So we have 4 verticals: security endpoint, security Wi-Fi, network security, and multi-factor authentication. This is the four pillars for our WatchGuard specializations. And today we have the webinar about network security. And at the end of this webinar, we have a Kahoot. And we can won some Amazon cards. So waiting to the end. The next, please. So we have four partner journey. So the first of all is the reseller partner. The next is the silver partner, that it's really, really easy to be a silver partner, and you have more benefits around that. It's easy because you can buy an NFR, and only you need a sales certification. That this sales certification is free in our partner portal, and a technical certification too. This technical certification, the process to take it is in the partner portal too, and the cost is around $200, and this certification be with criteria. And in that way, we complete one specialization, and we could be a silver partner. The next is the partner goal. Is we need 2 NFRs. That NFRs need to be different. One 2 persons certification in sales, 2 technical certifications, and in that way we have 2 complete specializations. And the next one is the platinum. And in that way, it's only for invitation to WatchGuard, but we need 4 NFRs, 4 sales certifications person, 4 technical certifications, and in that way we complete 4 specializations. So it's important that I told you that we have NFRs since some cents dollars, less than $1. So really it's very cheap to have an NFR. Is not expensive. Obviously, we have another NFRs that is a little bit more expensive than an NFR like a firewall. But this NFR that I mentioned to you is the passport that really this NFR can help you to close some business. The next slide, please. So we have a lot of support for our partners. We have technical support 24/7. This technical support are in different languages and in Spanish too. We have a corporate support. We have a channel account management that is in my person. And we have a sales engineer assignate that in that case is Leonardo. We have a threat research team, and we have a platinum support. Our support have a lot of recognitions around the world because really we are very hard and very focused to give the best support in the market. The next, please. So this is an example for our partner portal. And in this partner portal, we can have many tools. We can manage our renewals. We can manage our marketing resources. We can manage security pays. We can manage training too, and other things. So and we can manage our opportunities and our leads too. The next, please. So in our partner portal, we can have industry information. We can have updates around the industry and some events too. So this is all the information that I have to you, and the next pass is with Leonardo, and we speak around network security.
Thank you, Ale. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can hear you. Perfect.
Thank you. Let me just find my presentation. It's over here. Great. Okay, so thank you for your attendance. My name is Leonardo Cesario. I am sales engineer for the Latin America territory. Today we're going to cover a little bit about the WatchGuard Network Security portfolio. Now, as Alejandra commented us, we have 4 pillars today in our portfolio. The network security is one of them, secure Wi-Fi with our access points, with deliver also security, user protection with multi-factor authentication, and an endpoint security agent, which came with the technology that we acquired from Panda. So all these verticals today are centralized in WatchGuard Cloud. So we're going to talk about a lot about WatchGuard Cloud today. It's the single platform where we can configure our service, do all the management, inventory, all the visibility and reporting for all solutions. WatchGuard Cloud also enables us to deliver an XDR framework. So we're going to see that every platform in WatchGuard works well as a single solution. But when we start to use more solutions from WatchGuard, we can start to correlate events and to create alarms, automate processes, and well, give a lot of increase in our customer security services. WatchGuard Cloud also offers APIs for easy integration with projects that require that. And actually, let's take a look at WatchGuard Cloud at once. So the platform is enabled for the WatchGuard partner to have multiple accounts which represent their customers. Every account has its own logic database, its own logic configuration, operators and permissions that I can easily manage as a partner. So I can work in models that me as a partner, I am responsible for the user configuration and for the user monitoring and really the work, the day-to-day work that we need to deliver. But also the partner can can offer an account that the user will manage himself. So it wouldn't appear here. So we have the platform is built to manage those use cases with multiple tenants. And we can really control everything about the account, not only the monitoring and the configuration, as we'll see, but all the administrative features. And over here, I like to highlight the trial system that we have. It's really easy to start a trial with any services from WatchGuard. All you have to do is log in your WatchGuard Cloud account, which is created once you become a registered partner, once you have your partner account. You also have a WatchGuard Cloud account, so you can start delivering those services. And as I was mentioning, it's really easy for you to activate a trial for a user. Anything that's based on software, which includes the NDR that we are going to cover today, and also the virtual firewalls, we can start this trial directly from our portal. On software solutions, it's really easy. I can just turn this flag up for the account that I just created, and I have a trial for 30 days with 250 users. So I can easily start to configuring my POC or my demo for my customer. Once the customer, recognizes that WatchGuard is the best solution in the market, wants to go ahead with the project, everything is already configured over here. All I have to do is activate my license, and the project starts in production after that. So as you can see, and also we have all the inventory management. When you talk about the firewalls, I will have all the firewalls that are associated to my account, and I can easily distribute that between my customers. So if I want to remove a firewall from one user, I can just unallocate it and return it to my major account to associate that specific equipment to another customer. And you have all the autonomy to do that without talking to anyone in WatchGuard operation. So imagine that you have a user that, I don't know, has a 6-month contract that will be reviewed in 6 months. WatchGuard only works with 1 year or 3 years terms, but you can enable an inspiration that it's totally customized for this customer. In that 6 months after that, the customer wants to leave, it's okay. You can just allocate those licenses to another customer or that piece of equipment, the firewall or virtual firewall, to another account by WatchGuard Cloud. So it's really a total autonomy that we have over here in the platform. And also commenting a little bit more about the XDR capabilities that our platform offer. So it starts really, we're talking only about network security, but this is something that the user can easily activate when he uses at least 2 services from WatchGuard. A good example would be the EPDR model working with our network security appliances. So imagine that something happened on our endpoints, like I have a detection of a malware. If I have both solutions, I can not only check those incidents in a very summarized way. I can see that if a malware try to enter in contact with any machines that has my endpoint protection active, it will generate an incident. And I can not only have more information about this incident, but I can also, so over here, what's happening with that malware, with that machine, but we can also create automated policies. So you see that I have on my threat risk range, risk score. And based on that risk score, I can create automatic actions that will take action on the firewall as well. So I can identify something on my endpoint, but create a block of that external IP, device isolation through the firewall in an automated way. So we really start to see that that escalation of security services. Once we have at least 2 platforms from WatchGuard, we start working with this XDR framework. Okay. Well, focusing on our network security appliances. So WatchGuard has both physical and virtual appliances, as we'll see. Over here we have a nice picture of our current line, all stacked up. All devices have the same operational system. So if I can configure a T15, I can also configure an M5800. So all the basic networking services are already contained on the file operational system. So packet inspection, VPNs, SD-WAN, all the routing is done by the operational system. But it's when the control of ports and protocols. But when we start to add the security services, is when we go from a firewall to really a modern UTM. So we split those services in 2 packages with have direct relationship with the licenses, as we'll see on the next slide. On the basic side, on the basic security services, we have an EPS model, a service based on reputation. So cloud repositories that contain and is updated daily with websites that are notorious for being dangerous endpoints. So we can associate rules on this reputation system to not allow the user to access those sites. A spam blocker for the customer that still has well, his mail service on premises. The method that we use here is the same that is used on Gmail and Office 365. So the user can configure it, this spam blocker server and deal with some customized rules to spam and other attacks we can do by mail. A gateway antivirus, so a classic antivirus which checks file signatures, is also available, protects the network in a global way. All the user traffic control, so web blocker, and an application control. The application control today, it's recognizing more than 2,000 corporate applications, and it has the granular control. So I can have like an access to WhatsApp, but I cannot share images or videos. Or I can log in Facebook, but I can like posts, I can share videos or whatever. So these services can also be applied to the traffic. Network discovery is a service from WatchGuard that the firewall will generate a report based on everything he's actually being able to see on the network. So it's very good for to not also to document the network that the firewall is controlling, but also to identify devices that shouldn't be on a determined subnetwork, on a determined VLAN, like when we have a migration of devices and that printer staying on the subnet, somebody forgot to move that printer, it will appear on this report and I can fix my network configuration. And Access Portal is a web page that is offered by the firewall, which allows the users to log in on that web page using their domain, the internal user, also with MFA. And once the user is logged in, he can access internal resources from the internal network without needing a VPN, like remote access with SSH or RDP, and the user will not need the VPN for that. So those are the services which are included in the basic security suite. All those services can have multiple configurations based on objects or releases that are created on the file. We recognize IPs, DNSs, networks, Active Directory or LDAP server groups, internal groups and users, VLANs, interfaces. Everything can have multiple configurations. So I can have like, I don't know, an application control for my marketing team and a different application control rules for my IT team. Okay, or that control can even be by the other parameters that I spoke. So a network, a VLAN, an interface, everything can have multiple configurations. And then we go to the Advanced Security Suite, which contains an apt blocker. So this is a service that is very good for new malwares. It's a sandboxing in the cloud. Everything that is not recognized, we don't have that signature, we don't analyze that service, that specific file. We send to our cloud services to run the sandboxing process. So we run that binary in multiple environments, in multiple operational systems to really look into the behavior of that file. If this is something new, using a new technique, we will identify that and update the database. So every customer in the world that uses the services will also be protected. All the XDR functionalities start with the Advanced Security Services. We don't sell XDR. ThreatSync, which is our naming for the XDR platform in WatchGuard, it's not a part number. It's not a product. It's active once I have the top tier licenses for our products. The Intelligent AV, it works with the gateway antivirus, but it has an approach more focusing on the behavior of the file. So using machine learning and artificial intelligence to determine from the contents of that file, it could be a malware that is using an advanced technique like polymorphy or even fireless attacks. We also have Dimension, is a platform that I can, like a log model, that I can use to store long-term information about my traffic. And we also have a way to administer the firewall from this platform, which is covered on the Advanced Security Suite. DNS Watch, it's a very interesting solution from WatchGuard. It can be enabled in the firewall to protect the internal network, but it could also be offered as an agent. DNS Watch is a service that will look into the DNS resolutions that the user are doing. And we also use this reputation database to detect if the user is being directed to a DNS that is famous for performing phishing attacks or social engineering attacks. DNS Watch will redirect the user once it gets this behavior. DNS in this agent form, it's a different product, it's a different part number, but it can extend this protection to users which are not connected in the internal network. And also, when we have this agent, it's possible to apply the application control rules from our internal firewall to these users that are accessing the service through an agent. And finally, the EDR core. It is the basic, one of the steps that our full solution or full EPDR solution cover, which is the contextual detection. So every firewall comes with a determined number of EDR core licenses, And this for a customer that it's not currently using, that is still using only a regular antivirus, is perfect because he can start to see the value and how an EDR solution is different from what he already has. So it's a very good opportunity for upscaling, for upselling the PDR platform, and those licenses are included in the firewall cost. Okay, so dismembering a little bit the different licenses that we have, basic, total, with the services that we previously looked. We see that we also have a support license. It's possible to have the firewall without the security services, which will be still be working as a firewall. So offering SD-WAN, the stateful firewall, the packet inspection, VPNs, access portal is also available. And you also see that we have some different brands for those services. So WatchGuard has this approach, the best of breed, where everything that is not a core service from the firewall, it's used through external motors. By that, we can ensure that we are using and offering the best service in the world on those security services. And we can also constantly be auditing those solutions. And if anything happens, we find a better solution for our customers, we can easily replace those motors. You only see these brands on my slide, on this slide. You don't have any commercial relationship. I don't have a Trend Micro web page in my firewall configuration. Everything is done and implemented in the firewall operational system. Okay, so it's really transparent for our partners. But the idea is to use the best solutions in the world for those services and focusing what is core for WatchGuard, which is to develop these additional security services and work on the firewall frameworks, hardware, guaranteeing that we have the best performance and the best services in the market. Okay. Also, the support for WatchGuard Cloud is also covered in the firewall. The firewalls can be administered, as we'll see, to the cloud, but it's only the single solution that can also be administered by local management. And we'll touch a little bit on the difference between that. So this is our current line. WatchGuard refreshes its hardware every 2 years. We are on the verge of launching the communications for our new line. But today we work with firewalls that go for small offices usage, like the T25, which is a match for normally 20 users, going to the medium firewalls for thousands, 1,000, 2,000 users, and going up to the M5 800 that goes up to 10,000 users. Okay, so it's really a use case for what we call small and medium businesses, but with this amount of users, we can cover a lot of large companies in the region as well. Also, we cover virtual firewalls that could be a VM, which will be imported in a VM system management on the customer side, and we also have Firebox Cloud, which is a version of the appliance that is already available in AWS and Azure marketplaces. So if the customer has already his infrastructure on those systems, on those platforms, we can easily bring a license to a device that is already covered in the marketplace, activate the license, and start protecting the customers with it. And finally, we have Dimension. Before we go to our demos, Dimension is also a VM that is offered at no cost, and it works as a motor for reports. Okay, we can, as we'll see, we have several dashboards that we can use and reports that and logs that we can search for information, and So check for this information. And everything is stored in the local network. So as we can see in WatchGuard Cloud on the licenses, we have multiple data retention licenses. The basic security covers a day, and the total security covers 30 days. We know that there's the necessity of storing that information depending on standards, on the country that, and the regulations of the country that the customer is. So we offer this alternative where the user can operate this day-to-day traffic on WatchGuard Cloud, but also the possibility of having this information is stored for a long term in the internal network. Yeah. So let's take a look at WatchGuard Cloud and what it can do. It all starts on the monitoring. So I have over here, I can have multiple locations. So I can split my firewalls and also my access points in different environments if I want to. And I can check the information for the whole location if I want to, or even singular devices if I want as well. So in the dashboard that we have some general information, what is occurring on my networks from the last, what my license complies. And I can, of course, dig into that information. If I want, I can check the live status of my or my logs in this device, as if I was checking those logs connected locally to the firewall. So we can see all the traffic in a summarized dashboard, or even if I want to accompany the packages, I can do it by the cloud. Okay, so having the real-time information, what is happening on my network. Regarding dashboards, we also cover an executive dashboard that will give me the general information about the traffic, which are the domains that my users are accessing more, what are my top clients, the countries that I have in traffic from, destinations. So I can have like a summarized information from what's happening in the given time period. We also have the security dashboard, which will give the information of what connection blocks I've been having. So if I have like someone trying to ping devices in my network that is blocked by the firewall by default, I will have those hits over here, and all the other non-mapped traffic that gets blocked. Subscription dashboard, it will tell all the performance regarding my subscription services, the basic and the total services that we saw on my slides. All this information is available on different firewalls. I can also summarize that by account or by location, and I can easily add new devices to these locations as well. And of course, I can check the traffic for a single user. Oops, missing the network. And export all the information that we can see over here to customized reports that we can configure from WatchGuard Cloud. I have several types of informations that we can export, and also configure an automatic deliver of these reports to emails or accounts that I want this information to be shown. An example would be if I have like a packet, what are my packet filters doing? That being my traffic by my policies that I have. So I have the traffic from watch time. I have peaks. I can see that, and also all the logs information on that report as well. And for several types of information, authentication, every single security service, I can, of course, when I'm configuring those reports, include or exclude a type of information that I want to generate and automatically send to my selected destinataries. Okay, so all this information that we see over here will also be available in Dimension in a pretty similar way. Dimension actually have more detailed logs than WatchGuard Cloud has today, but that's no problem because we can work with both platforms at once. The firewall can send logs to WatchGuard Cloud and to Dimension at the same time. So we're covering all the necessities of our users regarding data storage. Okay. So what about the configuration in WatchGuard Cloud? Let's take a look. I can also, well, configure global configurations for every location that I have, or I can even generate specific configurations for each appliance that I have on my account. And everything I need is over here. WatchGuard Cloud gives the idea of simplicity. Okay, so everything I can achieve the configurations I need without having to pass to multiple screens, without having to enable different services on different locations. So it's pretty easy. If I want to do my global content scanning, I just activate the services over here. I have some advanced configuration for my antiviruses, and those services are already activated for that specific file. What else? Let's see our policies. So we have this concept of simplifying as much as we can all the configurations regarding the types of traffics and how the firewall will treat them. Of course, it has already some system-built policies that will enable the firewall to communicate with WatchGuard Cloud services, to treat, how do we want to treat the pings, the access to the web UI. And we can see we can associate those policies with internal aliases, like the internal interfaces, external interfaces, or even create or customize aliases which will contemplate IPs, networks, interfaces, everything that I need. And we have this concept. If I have prioritized traffic, so treating, I don't know, the traffic regarding a group or anything that must run before I treat my other most common traffic, I can create as an exception policy that will run before my core policies and before the last run policies. The same example would be with the last run policies. I could easily turn my outgoing rule on this package over here. So it's something that I guarantee that will be run once I treated all my traffic. And to create new firewall policies, it's pretty easy. I just define if it is an outbound or inbound or custom rule, and if it is an exception policy. If it's not, I can activate services like Safe Search and some things that are already integrated on the file and define my traffic type. We already cover a lot of ports to standard traffic, but I can always create a custom rule that will work in a custom port and a custom protocol. Okay. What else? Okay, so we have other configurations over here, all the VPN things, that being branch office or mobile VPN, SSL, IPsec, or IPv2. We are supporting them all. My network's configuration, my interfaces, and over here, I have something that is really cool, which is the templates. So imagine that I have like a pack of, I don't know, 50 firewalls to configure. With WatchGuard Cloud, I can give this with the same configuration. With WatchGuard Cloud, I can simplify the process by creating a template. So if that specific pack of devices, like in a distributed network that will have the central file working with branches, we can concentrate all the configuration on our templates. So we will create a generic template, and this configuration can be applied to multiple firewalls at the same time. So the only thing that I need to do is to activate the firewall, add him to my account, and subscribe this firewall to a template. Once the firewall is connected to the internet, it can draw the configuration from WatchGuard Cloud, and it will auto-configure itself. So the only thing that I need to do is to plug in the firewall in the network, in the internet network, and the power supply, and the firewall will configure itself. Perfect. Regarding our network services, we also bring the NDR. So it's a new service. It's something that if we talk about this, I don't know, a pair of years ago, it was something that was specific and only available for big companies. Because of the cost and the complexity of the solutions that we had in the market, WatchGuard saw that and brought it to its portfolio. And the idea is everything WatchGuard related is to focus on simplicity. So we'll see that all the information that we can get and all the configuration that we can do on the NDR, it's really easy and really rich. So what is an NDR? Basically, it stands for Network Detection and Response. We offer that if we have a Firebox firewall, the Firebox already has the models that we need to do that analysis. So we don't need anything else. All we need to do is to plug in the Firebox, activate the license, and the service will start working automatically. So the NDR, it checks all the flow that goes east-west, that being the internal network, and north-south. So all my users that are going to the internet or receiving traffic from the internet. It ingests all the NetFlow, SFlow, DHCP resolutions into our cloud models. And through machine learning, artificial intelligence, we can categorize all the information that we retrieve from those packages as attacks based on MITRE or based on global standards like ISO, like GDPR, and other standards in an automatic way. So the firewall can also track traffic from external switches and external DHCPs. And when I don't have a Firebox on my network, I can still work with external firewalls by using agents, which are offered also by the solution. And it's really cool to see the solution in action. It makes a lot more sense than only explaining that. So I have the service, it's called ThreatSync Plus. Basically, when I start configuring that service, it's really easy. All I have to do is check my summary goals, my defense goals. By default, the product already has a series of default policies that has like a goal of preventing ransomware. So we'll have a lot of parameters over here that the user can review and remove the score. The idea of this solution is to be more like an analysis that my security controls are actually working and I don't have any misconfigurations or weaknesses in my environment. So based on those policies over here, the user can review them and see if this applies to the traffic that he has. Like, I don't know, I'm seeing here a rule regarding outbound SMB traffic. I could have that, okay? And I don't know for whatever use case, but if I have that with the configuration in default, this will be influencing on my general network's threat score. So if I don't want to use that control, I can easily deactivate it or give a weight of 0. This specific control will not be participating in my general network score. And the idea behind that is to give a granular view of what are those alarms or what I have on my traffic that are generating alerts on my environment. And I can see that through a summarized network, my subnets or organizations and the devices that participating that are configured to that subnet, custom zones. So I have internal devices, internal IPs. I can do device recognition as well, like knowing that this specific equipment is a file or is a database server, and we have different alerts and rules those, or even by single devices. Okay, so I can see that my general threat network score is 37 because this is the toughest rating that I have in one of my equipments. And why do I have this threat score on this specific equipment? I can see that this user has a policy alert, this device, which is accessing the social medias. Is this dangerous? I don't know. Depends on the device. If this is an end user device, it may be okay for him to access social medias. But if you're talking about a database server, it might be something that you must look into. So this is also generate reports of these defense goals and in a summarized way on how the information that we covered has or has not violated any of those rules. And also will be generated smart alerts. So the operators can check those smart alerts, review the traffic, and mark as this is normal traffic from a network. The model will be learning that and auto-adjusting the score for those given machines. So it's really an automated and an autonomous solution that will flag any network configuration that must be reviewed based on the rules and the set of rules that the customer wants. And I've mentioned that we can do also, this is an external, like an additional part number, but we can create compliance reports which will be a set of policies like the one we saw here, but focus it on ISO. So when we generate this report, we will be telling the customer, look, you are 90% compliant with ISO 27001. And why is that? You know, then we have all the different protection goals that are being alarmed, that are being violated. And I can dig into that information that will bring me to the dashboard, and I can see which users are violating, or if I have misconfigured traffic on my other network protection solutions. Okay, so that is the information that I wanted to give you today. I don't know if we have any questions. Otherwise, we can go ahead and take a look at our Kahoot. Thank you, everyone.